Let's talk quickly about bending your string. There's going to be 3 official examples in this program, but some other ways of using bends as well, and we'll talk about them afterwards. So the first example is the major bend, and this applies when you're playing a minor pentatonic and is used pretty universally across the neck. Here's a minor pentatonic. You can bend the minor third scale degree and create for yourself a major third. So here's the first flat third. There's a note that sounds quite a bit like the third. That's what we call a major bend. So with the major bend, you can use it in the context of a minor pentatonic, and it gives you a major feel, and it helps you jump from minor to major without actually having to change shapes, as we mentioned. This requires a bit of effort, but this requires a lot less. The next thing I want to tell you about is called inside bends, and this is where you're bending a note that is inside a pattern, or you're bending to a note within the same pattern. So if I have that A minor chord, which is an E minor shape, I have doublets, and I have big patterns that have notes within them. So I can actually have enough finger strength, I can bend up to the similar note. I know I can't reach all the way, but I'm bending inside the pattern. And these are in the context of doublets. If I'm playing a Dorian, and this is within the pattern, I can bend that sixth up to a flat 7. Or I can bend into that blues note. And additionally, I can bend that 9th note. So I'm bending inside. The reason this bend, in the context of this shape, is not an inside bend, but rather an outside bend, and that's our third pattern, is because with inside bends, you don't require any knowledge outside of your current shape. With outside bends, you do. And typically the knowledge you need is upwards, because bends go upwards. So the third shape I'm telling you about right now is the outside bends. It's either a bend to another pattern or to another string. And as mentioned, you need to know a little bit about the pattern upwards to make use of it. So in all these examples, I moved upwards and I did a bend going into another pattern, or going up to another string, and these are all outside bends. Here's a quick note on pre-bends. So a pre-bend is when you have the note already loaded up and bent without hitting it with your pick, but then you strike it with your pick and release that bend. So here's that shape. And that's a stylistic trick. You can use this for inside bends or outside bends, so I didn't really introduce this as an official shape. You can use this anywhere, even with the major bends. That's a quick trick to help improve your guitar playing. Another trick for bending when you have a major pentatonic is that you can bend the ninth note or the second note into what is a flat third, and this is in essence playing the minor scale but within the major. The reason I didn't officially make this a bend is because it is in essence the major blues pentatonic, so it was simply a little addition but nothing spectacular or revolutionary in itself.